Can you really tell what someone is thinking just by looking at their eyes? That's the promise that NLP apparently makes with its eye accessing cues. So let's answer the question, what the fact? One of the most famous and, to many people, most intriguing claims of NLP is that we can infer something of how people are thinking from the way that their eyes move. Notice, by the way, that I was careful to use the phrase how people are thinking and not what people are thinking. Even NLP doesn't quite make that claim. To understand this, we need to start with representational systems, or rep systems for short. The idea of rep systems is that we think in different ways based on how we represent the information we receive and are processing. The four commonest rep systems, at least in the Western world, are visual, or thinking in images, auditory, or thinking in sounds, kinesthetic, or thinking in terms of feelings and sensations and movement, and auditory digital, thinking in terms of ideas and concepts. Of course, we can also process information through other rep systems as well. And some cultures put these at a higher level than the one I come from. These include gustatory, or thinking in terms of taste, and olfactory, thinking in terms of smells. Our language often gives away our preferences. You may hear people say things like, "I see what you mean. I hear what you're saying. I feel good about this idea. Your betrayal leaves a bad taste. That smells fishy to me." And of course, we also need an example of logical, analytic, non-sensory, auditory digital language. That's an excellent idea. This much seems familiar and plausible. The next step is a bit more challenging. When we're thinking, we also think in rep systems. And our eyes move as we access mental information. And here's the big one. How our eyes move depends on which rep system we're accessing. So if their eyes move up and to their left, your right, they are accessing remembered visual information. If their eyes move up and to the right, your left, they're accessing constructed visual information. If their eyes move to the left, your right, then they're accessing remembered sound or speech. And if their eyes move to the right, your left, then they're accessing constructed sounds or speech. If their eyes move down and to their left, your right, they're accessing an internal dialogue. There's a little conversation going on in their heads. If their eyes move down and to their right, your left, then they're accessing feelings, emotions, or bodily sensations. And finally, if their eyes look straight ahead and defocus, then they're visualizing something. So, WTF? What are the facts? Looking through the research, and I'll put some links in the description, it seems that the evidence for this is slight at best. And taking it together as a whole framework, I'm confident to say you can't rely on it. However, there does appear to be some evidence that our eye movements betray something of what's going on in our heads. This is particularly so when we're concentrating and trying to access information. The correlations, however, are weak and messy. It's also worth noting that there appears to be some decent evidence to suggest that eye movements are in some way related to the way that we process emotional and traumatic events. There's certainly enough evidence for this for the American Psychiatric Association to consider eye movement desensitization and reprocessing therapy to be appropriate to recommend and use in cases of chronic and acute PTSD. EMDR is also recognised and approved by UK health regulators, and I suspect also by other health regulators in other jurisdictions. I wanted to make this video not because I believe that eye accessing cues is a reliable methodology to figure out how people are thinking. I don't. I wanted to make it because this is one of the best known aspects of NLP, and to tell you how NLP practitioners will assert that it works, but also to tell you that the evidence base for this is shaky and partial at best. Do take a look at the references I put in the description below if you want to form your own judgment. Please do give this video a like if you've enjoyed it or learned from it. I'll be making loads more great management courses content for you, so please do subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you don't miss any of it. I look forward to seeing you in the next video, and in the meantime, keep learning.